much. And I'm so happy to be back in your city, KC.
This is like our third time here in Kansas City since June. At what point does Men in Blazers in the women's game technically stop becoming a touring act and start to become a residency?
I like to think that Sam and I are to Kansas City what Celine Dion is to Vegas. Queen of the Strip, baby. By the way, Sam wanted me to know that is not a Photoshop. Sam thought about singing for 1 minute then, didn't
I did. I wanted to recreate Rose Lavelle's Celine Dion moment, but not tonight, not yet.
Sorry? Yes! Oh, Sammy, I love this town more than I can say, to be candid. It's got one thing that Vegas will never have: Town Topic Burger. Oh, where a double cheeseburger at 3 a.m. is just one of the secret life-affirming experiences that if you know, you know. And we are back in town at an ecstatic time for the NWSL. It's the 2024 Championship weekend. And we are here after a season of incredible growth, incredible football for the league in the United States. Sam, I've got to ask you, you have played in 4 of these finals. I love this photograph. Look at it, Sammy's just scored. I don't know if you can see, but the goalkeeper is like Reagan, the Australian breakdancer, before there was Reagan, the Australian breakdancer. You played in 4 of these games. It's 2 nights before. Can you tell us what the players are feeling right now as we sit here so close to glory?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to date myself. This dates me, though. This was 5 years ago, the most recent final that I played in 2019, and it was such an incredible experience to win an NWSL Championship at my home stadium with the North Carolina Courage. But I think since then, things feel really different in the NWSL. It's 2024. These players are living in a new era of women's soccer. There's team-specific stadiums. There's record-breaking crowds. I know. Thank you. There's record-breaking media deals. Franchise price tags are soaring, and the pressure to win this championship game has always been there from the very beginnings of sports, of women's soccer. And for me, it was actually really emotional to play in a championship game. It's kind of like the difference between an entire year becoming so worth it and special and wrapped up with a bow, all your hard work paid off, or kind of having like a dark cloud over the year, tinged with regret and loss and like, what could we have done differently? So there is so much at stake this weekend for every player that's here to play in this game, including the ones that we will bring to this stage tonight.
Honestly, I can't wait to talk to them. The final they're about to play is the culmination of an odyssey of wonder, the records, attendance, eyeballs, exclamation point achievements all over the field.
There's been a golden boot race for the ages, Kansas City Current's own. Kansas City Current's own, no, I'm just kidding. Temwa Shuinga's 21 goals, winning it over the Orlando Pride's sensational Barbara Banda.
Honestly, I can't wait for the director of Ford versus Ferrari to start work on that Chewinga Banda rivalry. But for any American fan, the apex of this season has been watching our US women shake it off like Taylor Swift. Welcome the best coach in the world, Emma Hayes. I love that photo. And win Olympic gold.
We had that triple espresso attack of Trinity Rodman, Sophia Smith, and Mallory Swanson. Far too caffeinated for the world's defenses to handle, showing the world once again that we are number one.
You look at that photo and you can see that a new generation is emerging. But this season we've also said farewell to just a wave of legends of this game this season, starting with the iconic Christine Sinclair. Thorns till I die, OG.
Sink is the record holder for the entire world and most international goals scored, a true leader of every single team she was on.
Kelly O'Hara. Honestly, this human being attacked every opponent with the same ferocity that I experienced when she decided to shotgun a beer with me.
We're also saying goodbye to Desi Scott, the Destroyer. Years, 2 titles here with FC Kansas City, and bringer of the vibes to every single team she was on.
From one legend to another, Alex Morgan. Peerless icon of the game, face of the American game, forever etched in all of our memories, scoring the winner against England, throwing their head back in a moment of glory, and sipping all the tea.
And Sinead Farrelly, her courage helped bring the NWSL into a new era of player safety and priority. The game was forever changed by her bravery.
God bless Sinead. On the field, I don't know if you guys have heard of this one, but one of the stories of the season took place right here in Kansas City. The unveiling of the first stadium in world history, purpose-built for a pro-women's soccer team. CPKC, honestly, what a duel, what a team, what a season. I love that photograph, and I truly believe what you are all building here is just a harbinger, a peek at the world to come. May the horizon soon be littered with stadia across this nation for women's soccer.
What a great crowd. I am so excited to experience this championship match with all of you. And CPKC Stadium will be the site of Saturday's final. We're on the eve of a classic.
Oh, El Grande. La Enormusca. I don't know, Sammy. I'm just reading what's on my card. In one corner, we got Washington Spirit, the capital of our nation. In the other, we got the Orlando Pride, the capital of theme parks. We got Trinity Rodman against Marta. We got Aubrey Kingsbury against Barbara Banda.
And this is what we're here to celebrate today. This city, this league, and this incredible game that lies ahead.
We are going to break down every single facet, storyline in this special Night of 1,000 Stars live show, which is made possible by our great friends at Ally. We are so proud to be teaming up with a brand that is so deeply, passionately, strategically committed to growing women's sports across our nation.
I am so moved by what Ally is doing for the women's game. Their name on the sleeve of a jersey is more than just a symbol. It's an investment in the future of women's sports on a scale that I haven't witnessed before. And here at Men in Blazers in the women's game, we're so proud to be their partners. So tonight in this Night of 1,000 Stars, let's get it kicked off right and start the show the way we always do. We're going to take a picture with everybody here. So if our photographer could come on stage, everybody, can you please stand up for us, raise your Ally towels, and we're going to start the night with a picture.
Oh, let's do it, Sammy. Show us your towels.
Oh.
America.
Oh my God.
I know. Let's go.
What is that? It's Wilma! Does everybody see Wilma on Roger's sweatshirt?
Wilma Jean, to give the dog a full name.
Wilma Jean Wrinkles.
Did try and book Wilma Jean Wrinkles as a guest tonight. But she is not one of the 1,000 stars. But it is time to show it up and get some guests on here. First up, we are here in Kansas City, one of the greatest football towns in this nation. To live and learn about it, let's welcome a gent who, according to his own Twitter bio, is the Aldi brand Obama.
He's a lifelong Kansas Cityan, mayor since 2019, who won re-election in 2023 with over 80% of the vote, will most definitely be taking advantage of his zero-fare transit initiative to attend the NWSL Final on free public transport. Please be upstanding Kansas City for your mayor, Quinton Lucas.
Yeah, let's make some noise. Right. Sorry, I love y'all. It's good to be with y'all.
Oh, Mayor Q. Right, it's what they call it.
Hey, man, it's height of my week. How's everybody feeling tonight?
Mayor Q, is that like the James Bond gent? Or is he named after you, the spy gadget guy?
Nah, man, this is, Mayor Q, it gives a good vibe, but family name is perfect.
God bless.
I love it. Mayor Q, you were born in 1984 in a little town some here may know, Kansas City, Missouri. You grew up on the east side your whole life. After a brief sojourn to the East Coast to earn a law degree from Cornell in 2009, you returned home. What is it about this city that drew you back?
I predicted that this moment would happen years ago. I knew that NWSL would be on the river in Kansas. Now, I think like a lot of you see great opportunity in a community like this one. You see people that can like get together, we can build great things, you get exposed to a lot of things. And honestly, the KC Current are the best example of that. Let's make some noise for them. You talk about the new stadium, redevelopment on the riverfront. I saw some of those vibes bubbling up, and I have been so happy to have been here now, God, for like 16 years since then, because I'm old and all that, but it's all good.
Oh, you look like you could be my son. I've got to be quite candid. But Kansas City, we know it as a proper NFL football town. But we want to know about your soccer bona fides. I know this. That you began by attending the Barstow School in third grade, immediately joined that soccer team. Let's go Barstow Knights.
Like 3 total people went there. It's not like saying Notre Dame or something, but it's all good.
They only just made Knights plural, is that what you're saying here? What kind of a soccer player was 10 or 11-year-old Mayor Q?
So imagine this would be too flattering for me, if Usain Bolt played soccer. So what do you take from that? I was very fast, I was good at nothing else. So my coach was just like, yeah, you can be a striker, just just go sprint, somebody will cover you, and you've been a great decoy. And I'm like, yes. And then I learned the offsides rule, because I was just dude, I'm fast as hell, so can't I just beat everybody? They're like, nah, bro. So no, I did that, but I mean, everybody at age 10 or 11, at least here in the U.S., I was there for the orange slices afterwards, right? Got my orange slice. It was the 90s, so that was as fancy as we got. But no, great times.
Well, from the orange slices to now being here, mayor of Kansas City, you've called this city the soccer capital of the nation.
Yes.
And
Yes. Thank you.
We have all been blown away by CPKC, the first women's professional sports team in the world, a monumental feat that has really made this city a pathfinder for so many around the world. What is it about this city that makes it such a football destination?
A few different things. One, I mean, for years you have had that investment in soccer, football. If it's going back to, if we got some real OGs back here, indoor soccer and the Kansas City Comets of years ago. Thank you, my people. Right? You've got that when the Wizards came. Wizards! And like, oh man, that was the coolest thing too. Actually, the Wiz, if we're really going with it. And so you've just had this like bubbling up excitement and energy for soccer. It goes from the youth level to folks who are of different ages and older. And then I think you've seen this amazing support as we've expanded the game in more spaces, building an outstanding facility like CPKC Stadium. But I love it. Actually, you talked about my soccer career when I was a kid. I happened to play against some like teenagers this summer. And I am so slow, right? You know, the biggest problem, all y'all young people don't know, but like as you age, you think you're still just as fast. And there was like a ball right there, and I'm racing like a 16-year-old, and I'm like, I can get it. So like I was doing this, but he was like 5 steps ahead of me. But you know, whether it is in our primarily kind of immigrant-heavy northeast section of Kansas City, whether it's in the suburbs, any other spots, we are doing a great job of making sure not just that we're exposing the game to people, but honestly that like people who have been playing it for years, families who have a great place to play and explore.
You know, I love this city. This is genuinely the 4th trip I've made here since June. Sam and I have done gig after gig after gig here. There's a reason we keep coming back, and it is the grassroots passion that emanates from this land. I mean, it's like something about the water, the burnt ends, the deep history of football that permeates through the streets, the trams that run me over when I'm not looking that have KC Current on the side. Lola Bunter has almost run me over twice today because I was looking around. But the world is about to descend upon your city because the next milestone after this weekend is the 2026 Men's World Cup, which is coming to Kansas City. We are 574 days away from the kickoff of that tournament, but who is counting? This guy. And this is one of 16 cities to host the game, and you are the mayor. You're looking out for everybody, small business owners in particular, I imagine. And I know the World Cup is going to change America forever, but locally, can you give us some sense culturally, economically, footballingly, of how hosting the World Cup here will transform this city forever?
You know, I think it cements something that everybody who is about Kansas City has known for a while. We are a great city, one with great cultures. There's a wonderful football fan base here. But more than anything, I think it lets us not just be that kind of Midwestern humble, right? When I went away to school, people were like, Kansas City, a great place to be from. Never describe yourself as cheap and a good place to be from, right? I mean, we are affordable comparatively, and we're a lovely place to be from, but so is like, you know, grandma's house and all that. And God bless grandma, God rest her soul. But what I want us to be able to say is like, no, we are dynamic, right? We are engaging. There are exceptional things going on. And I want us to feel excited to be like the baddest, most exceptional city in America. For people not just to come see soccer matches, but also to invest, to build a life, to build a career. And I think that's what we get a chance to do. I studied in South Africa when I was in school. And I foolishly didn't go back for the World Cup. But I remember talking to a buddy of mine in Cape Town who was just like, man, the vibe was just able to change. We weren't just post-apartheid South Africa. We were this new, exciting place. I think Kansas City has the chance to kind of have that same impact.
Oh, may those words come true, Matt. May they come true.
Okay, Mayor, we are going to ask everyone this question. So Saturday, it's going to be all eyes here on Kansas City. It's the Washington Spirit versus the Orlando Pride. 2 teams enter, 1 team leaves. Can we get a prediction, score, and a winner?
Ooh, so, you know, look, I watched the game last week. My team was in. I'm not sad. So, I mean, while I'm still going to pick the Washington Spirit, because I got to, right? These are my people.
Are you saying, Mayor Q, don't hold grudges?
We got to, y'all. I'm going to just go, look, it should be a fine match. I'm going to go 3-1, Spirit on top. Let's do this. Yes, I'm saying that. And I could sports bet soon, so I'll be able to do that anyway. So, little inside joke for us.
Kansas City, please be upstanding for your mayor, Mayor Quinton Lucas.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Quinton Lucas! Oh, by the way, this is a true night of 1,000 stars. So 1 star down, just 999 to go. Are you ready? Buckle up.
Boy.
This final one that is just under 48 hours. We will finish, I think, an hour before kickoff. Sam, isn't that? But it is the culmination of a season of magic, a journey of 189 games, littered over 252 days.
It's been an NWSL season of joy, a season of so many electric moments and so many records. Over 2 million total in attendance. I know. An average of over 11,000 passionate fans per game. The TV deal, teams selling at record values. Angel City FC got snapped up for a cool 250 mil.
And to celebrate it all and temperature check the growth of the game we love in the nation that we adore, it is a delight to welcome a human being that I admire so much for the passion, the commitment, the innovative leadership that she pours into this game. It is a delight, it's a big honor to welcome my friend, the NWSL Commissioner, Jessica Berman.
I didn't know if I should do the moves of the Q, but I'm just going to stay in character as the commissioner of the NWSL.
I love, by the way, I love the way you now call him the Q.
The
I
Q.
hope that sticks. It's like the Force or the Q. What
The
would
Q.
you rather have? Both. Why can't you have both? Jessica, it is incredible to be with you. We are so close to the culmination of this season, which for you probably feels like a footballing bar mitzvah that you're about to throw. But there are so many lovely moments that have got us here. I mean, to be candid, I was so blown away by Bay FC and their ferocious first-year run into the playoffs. I adore that team. I love what they're building. I've loved watching, honestly, I'm not just saying this. I've loved walking around your city. I really have. Kansas City. And seeing current flags and logos in coffee shops. By the way, this photo, I'm just ducking out of the way at the front of that tram. That's the bastard that almost run me over. But you see the KC current flag everywhere in this town. It is a team whose presence permeates every square foot of the city in a really powerful way. I was also really moved by the Chicago Red Stars. That's what they were once called, children, setting a single game attendance record, 35,038 fans filling Wrigley Field. Look at it. And like bleacher creatures and everything to bellow on their team. But when you look back at this season, Jessica, what moment, big or small, moved you the most?
It was actually today. Being in the media day room with the players and the teams, the Orlando Pride, the Washington Spirit, these are two teams that didn't even make the playoffs last year and the season before were actually at the bottom of the table. And it's the thing that I love the most about the NWSL is how competitive it is. This is a game where every single minute of the match matters. We've all heard of NWSL After Dark. It's real. I think we all know it's real. You have to watch till the very end. You don't know who's going to win any game. And no matter where you finish on the table in a given season, it keeps the fans coming back to know that in the next season, they get a clean slate, they can get a fresh start, and with the right resources, that a team can go from the bottom to the top.
By the way, as an Everton fan, those words etched in my heart, Sammy.
One of the most profound moments of the season came off the field. The NWSL and the NWSL Players Association came together to negotiate a new collective bargaining agreement, which included a groundbreaking change, the removal of the college draft, and the implementation of free agency.
By the way, can I just say what an incredible crowd you are to clap.
I've never heard of people clapping for free agency.
I know. You guys are the best.
You're a great crowd.
It's
It's like claps and snaps for free agency.
I know. They love the players. It's a revolutionary shift for the league, but also for American sports as a whole. Players can now choose where they want to play, negotiate contracts based on their values and preferences. As commissioner, what were the league's goals behind this transformative change, and why was now the right time to take this step towards prioritizing such a player-first agreement?
Well, we have to start with the importance of collective bargaining and the relationship between the league and the union, in particular, the union's leadership. Megan Burke, I don't know if she's here tonight, but she's incredible, and she is a staunch advocate for the players, and there's an opportunity when you can build a healthy relationship between management and the union to know and recognize that you're not going to agree on everything, but if you have a shared vision of growth for the business, that you can come together and reimagine the future. And what we did collectively over the past 12 months is reimagine what's possible. We decided that we don't have to follow the script of the men's leagues, that those systems and those constructs weren't built with our league and our players in mind. And given the growth ahead of us in women's soccer and seeing the direction of how all of this investment was going to catalyze our league to the next level, there was an opportunity to say, we can do things differently. We're going to work together to have a shared vision and alignment for how we're going to not only support player agency and choice, but also create long-term stability so that we have an agreement in place until 2030 so that we can all work to collectively and grow this business. And one of the things that we were really proud of is implementing the first ever revenue sharing model so that the players want to do media and promotion and help us to build this business so that they know they have skin in the game, they can benefit from it too.
I'm sitting here thinking that you need to come back for a proper interview on friendlies. Like, genuinely, we need to go much deeper than we're going to be able
My
to tonight.
favorite interview ever was the podcast we did. You made me chomp that time, which was
Throwback.
not on your platform, so we're not going to say who it was, where it was.
I also like other leagues
Formerly
on
known
NWSL.
as where you were, but you made me chomp. Only you could make me chomp.
We really appreciate it. And we love Just Women's Sports. We're all part of this same movement together.
I love it.
And we're really proud of that. But thank you.
Can I just say, there's somebody here with a t-shirt that's Lynn Lath leg sleeve.
Shut up!
Yeah, there is. It's just given me such a bolt of joy. This is amazing. You are bringing the world. This is called me creating a diversion from the chomp conversation. But a great diversion because I love that t-shirt.
I still have nightmares about chomping.
I love you. You are number one in my heart, and thank you for coming tonight. You've given us the joy that we need to get through all of this. And by all of this, I mean the other 998 stars that are still coming. But Jess, I love you. I knew you before you were the commissioner. It's given me great joy to see you become commissioner. You've been 2.5 years now, is it? I do know that becoming a commissioner was like from when you were a teen, you've dreamt of that, which I just love.
It's
like
very
a child walking around being like, I'd like to be a commissioner. Like age 12 is just like, wow. But you've made it come true, and it's remarkable, your journey. But you took over a league that was gripped with challenge and crisis, and you stepped in, you've cleaned it up, you've transformed it. We talked up top about the records that have been broken this season. It has been a time of some change, time of wonder for the league. I mean, there are so many new owners of these teams. Where are we in this time of transition, and what is the most challenging barrier that lies ahead?
When we think about the hardest problems to solve, it's the ones that are outside of our control and the ones that require multi-stakeholders working together. And CPKC Stadium is a great example of what's possible. We want to control the infrastructure in our league. We need to be in a position to be able to have not only one purpose-built stadium for women, but in many of our markets, hopefully one day all of our markets, have our players be able to know that when they show up for work, whether they're training or playing, that that building was built for them, that we can schedule it based on our business needs, not based on what's left over. I'm going to sort of carry this momentum with us when we have to figure out how to do it in 13 other cities. We want to be able to have the players show up and be able to play in an environment where their brand is on the wall, not covered up by a sheet. And really be in a position to be able to control all of the revenue streams that's going to support the growth of this business so that we can actually pay the players what they're worth and build this business into what we know it can be. And that's why we decided to have the championship here, because we wanted to use our biggest platform when all eyes are on the NWSL to celebrate this incredible opportunity to have a purpose-built stadium for women. It shouldn't be the first, but it is, and it won't be the last.
By the way, can I just say, I love it. When I drove in from the airport this afternoon, I drove past the stadium, and you get it chills, you get a lump in your throat, you get such joy as you drive past this thing. And what you're saying is, we should get that, but we should also not get that. That should just become utterly normative in this nation. You should be saying this is the women's football stadium.
It's how men's sports were built for the last 50 years. What do you think has created the NHL, the NBA, the NFL, and Major League Baseball? They had infrastructure built for them 50 years ago, and because of that, they've been able to build a business.
It's time, America. It is time.
Well, it is also time in this portion of the show. The final lies ahead of us, Jessica. Spirit versus Pride. No one knows the league like you. And Rog actually swears to me that you write the scripts. So tell us, what kind of game do we have in store? Who's going to win? Do you have a prediction?
I'm not allowed to say that I root for the refs, right? That's not an answer.
I don't think that would be a popular answer. Love the refs, though. Love you guys. Thank you.
I'll give you a half answer, which is that, as we talked about, we are one of the most competitive leagues in the world, and more than 70% of our games are decided by 2 goals or less. And so because of that, I can say that it will be a tight game. Actually, it's not 2 goals. 1 goal or less is 70% of our games, 1 goal or less. So it's going to be a 1-goal game, more likely than not, and I don't know who's going to win.
Okay.
So
Fair
my
enough.
prediction is just a 1-goal game, either the Orlando Pride or the Washington Spirit.
She knows. She's just not telling us.
Yeah.
Jessica, that was one of the most contrived answers I've ever heard. But I still love you. And I do want to thank you because you have done a job for the past 2.5 years. And in that time, I've gotten to know you and your family quite well. I have a real sense of the dedication that you poured into this role, the task of building this league, the sacrifices that you're making. And speaking for Sam and myself, we both admire what you're doing greatly. Kansas City, please be upstanding for your NWSL Commissioner and human joy, Jessica Berman. Jessica Berman!
Oh my gosh, 2 chairs. What could that mean? From the commissioner off the field to the players on the field who will be competing in Saturday's final.
Our next guests have been one of the single most remarkable footballing transformations I have seen since Mo Salah's hair transplant. As their Orlando Pride have taken themselves on all of us on a journey from being written off, filled with self-doubt just 2 seasons ago. I mean, real moments of profound trauma and challenge to this season of peerless wonder, where they rose up like an Orlando Health-sponsored version of Daft Punk, harder, better, faster, stronger than ever before.
To watch this Orlando Pride team and all they have accomplished this season is to believe in the power of the collective, in the tenacity that's carried them through a 24-game unbeaten streak and delivered them to their first ever NWSL final. So please be upstanding for an attacking duo, Julie Doyle and Allie Watt from your NWSL Shield-winning Orlando Pride.
Ali, Julie, it's so good to be with you. You're looking at your photo and saying what?
Why is my wristband in that?
Can I say to both of you, your Orlando Pride, this remarkable season of transformation, it's been like watching a caterpillar crawl into a chrysalis and come out as a, let's just say, a particularly vengeful purple butterfly that has gone on to slay all comers. I've loved watching it as a collective. I mean, let me just read this stuff. An NWSL record-setting 24-game unbeaten streak. You broke the league's mark for the most wins in a season, most points in a season. Individual honours, the incredible Barbara Banda, 13 goals tied the single-season record, previously set by Marta, who's still a beating, passionate heart at this side. She's the Olivia Benson of Orlando. Ali, how would you put into words, how would you explain this? How all this came together and how you've experienced it?
So I guess our story goes back a couple years, as you said. Last year we didn't make playoffs. We lost it by a couple goals. It was heartbreaking. And just honestly, Orlando didn't have historically always been the best in the league. It's not old news. That's how it is. So when we came in 2022, and then Seb had his first year in 2023 as fully our head coach, you don't rebuild something overnight. You build a foundation, and we built a very sturdy foundation all last year, and we were grinding out every single game, brick by brick, game by game. It wasn't going how you always wanted, but we were finding our identity. We were finding who we were, and all that work, all of our fruits of our labor came into display this season, and I think nothing could have just played out any better than how we've been going this year. And it's just all the grind that we had last year, it's fully on display this year, but it kept growing this year. And I think that's something we're just incredibly proud of, but it just goes back years of just building a foundation, and now all of it's on full display for everyone this year. And that's crazy.
It sounds incredible to be a part of something like that. Julie, I want to hear more about Seb Hines, your coach. It's such an incredible story. 36-year-old former Orlando City player, there he is, who was named...
Let's hear it for Seb bloody Hines. What a human being.
Big Seb fan. We call him Gaffa.
Seb was named an assistant coach of the Pride in May of 2020, promoted to head coach on an interim basis in the summer of 2022, his first head coaching role. And Orlando was kind of a team in crisis at the time. You mentioned some of this, Ali, finished 10th out of 12. Within a year, you climbed her up to 7th. That was last year. But I'm not sure anyone from the outside could have predicted everything that the Pride accomplished this season. You kind of alluded to that. So, Julie, can you describe from the inside, what is Coach Hines like? And how has he kind of driven this transformation to have you now a game away from winning a championship?
Yeah. He's kind of a quiet guy, very humble. He's played at the highest level himself. So I feel like as players, we naturally respect that because he knows what he's talking about because he's played. He's a player. He can relate to us really well. But as a coach, he just instills confidence in us. As forwards, he wants us to take on those defenders and have the freedom to express ourselves. So we're just really grateful for him. He's done an incredible job, and the results are showing that.
Can I say, that was beautiful. I admire this man so much. I mean, he's an English-American, but a good English-American, compared to other English-Americans, he's there. This man is a true trailblazer. He is, and this is quite incredible in every sense of the word, he's the first black coach to lead a team to a final in NWSL history. And Seb himself has said, the league has been going for over 10 years, so to be the first shows it's moved forward. But it also makes you wonder, these are his words, why other black coaches weren't getting opportunities before. And this is a challenge across football. He's also said, and this is reflection of what you're saying, his humility and his intensity, he said that being a trailblazer comes with responsibility. Ali, can you put into words what this achievement means for you and how you've experienced it from the inside?
And I wish he was here for me to say it now, but I could just tell him later. But just incredibly proud of him. He's just really has shaped and grown so much as a coach, but for him to just go on to inspire future generations and to really just be uplifting so much more than he realizes. And that's like Julie said, he's a very humble man. He will never toot his own horn. We'll be here to do it for him, don't you worry. We'll hype him up all you want. But it just makes me proud to be one of his players. It makes all of us proud to be one of his players, because he is just like fully knows what he wants to do, and he's like more than wanting to take people with him in that journey, and he wants to uplift everyone around him. And just, it's so good to see that he is gonna just keep inspiring other generations, but little does he know he's doing that though. And I think that's what makes really great, makes him a great leader to us. And so it just makes me incredibly proud to be his player, and it's just great to see what he's able to do for the next generations.
May many more follow in his footsteps, many more.
Okay, Kansas City fans, we know there has been a lot of heightened intensity between the Orlando Pride and Kansas City this year. So please bear with us for this next question and video. We love you all very much, and we hope that you can stick with us.
Can we just open our hearts to football? Just football, just for 5 minutes.
I haven't been nervous all day until now. My heart is pounding.
You're nervous.
Okay, everybody.
You're nervous.
I love you all so much. The first moment, it was a team-defining moment for Orlando Pride to the outside. First moment I really sat up and said, this Orlando team is going to be a huge problem for everybody this season, was in July when Orlando came to Kansas City. Both teams were unbeaten at the time. In this game, Temwa Schwinga. Yay! And Barbara Banda scored. Give the people what they want. But then Marta drilled a penalty late in the second half. And not only did the Pride win 2-1, but Marta did this.
You're nervous?
I know. She's rocking the baby. She's shushing the crowd. I know it's too soon, Kansas City. I'm so sorry. But, okay, this was where we saw Orlando's identity on display. This is where we saw your team togetherness, the camaraderie. You love each other. You're competitive. You're like, we're Orlando. We're here to win. Julie, did you have a feeling inside the locker room of having been disrespected or unnoticed? Your slogan, "Do you see us now?" which I find so powerful. What does that mean to you? Do you guys have an underdog mentality?
For sure. I mean,
To this day. Right now still.
I mean, yeah. Do you have anything to say on that? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think that's kind of just fuel the fire for us. And honestly, because we were underdogs. We were you guys got to kindly share to us that we're bottom of the table. We make playoffs, but here we are now. Do you see us now? And we won the Shield, and we still feel like people still didn't see us, and that's really, excuse my language, to feel like, because I feel like why don't we have the respect yet? We've been consistent. We had 24 unbeaten. Yeah. What else more do you want us to do? I guess you guys want us to win the championship, then maybe you might see us. We just want to know what else you want more from us. But also internally, we know we're doing so much more than enough for ourselves here. But I think it's a pretty good slogan. So.
What more do we want? I think we need a bit more Marta housing. I think the world needs more Marta housing. I love Hail Marta, by the way. I do. I think it's an incredible thing, an incredible human force. And I'm going to get to that in just one moment. But let's change the subject for a minute. I'm talking about the incredible Barbara Banda. If you do not admire this human being, you do not have a pulse. This is someone who's still just in her first NWSL season. 24-year-old Zambian goal machine, joined Orlando over the summer from the Chinese Super League. And she announced her arrival by scoring just, 8 goals in her first 7 games. Which I think is a bit like going to a Coldplay concert, grabbing the mic and saying, "Nah, I've got this, Chris." Her confidence, her speed, her clinicality, you're both forwards. Can you describe what it feels like when you're on the field with her, when you train with her, what it does for your own belief, your own confidence to play alongside her?
Well, the first thing I think about is how the hell am I going to keep up with her? You can't, but she just puts so much confidence in us, and I get I'll put myself at fault. I get stuck in a moment where I'm like, damn, she's doing so good. Wait, I should probably go help her. And like, now I'm like running up. I'm like, you're just admiring her from a distance because you just see her battling off defenders left and right. I'm like, dang, she's so strong. I'm like, wait, she needs help. Like, you're just like, get such like stuck in awe of her. And she's just an amazing human being too. She's the cutest person, I think, honestly. And she's just so kind and she's so uplifting and just true to herself, but just very much like, she just puts so much confidence in your team. Like, I'm so happy she's on our team because when you watch us do 11s and we had to do some defense on her, like, it was like a little, I feel bad for our defense when they had to like go against Barbara, but like, she just makes us better. She makes us better in all ways and just makes us confident. And I don't think she like realized she does that to us.
Yeah, I just feel like she took this team to the next level, and she was
Absolutely.
like the missing puzzle piece that we needed so badly. We had lots of quality on our team, but she really brought our team together and took us to that next level. Yeah.
Oh, Barbara Banda, the missing a giant puzzle piece.
I know.
Deeply prolific.
Just put it as a
puzzle
shape of like a
piece.
heart too.
I had Barbara Banda on an episode of Friendlies recently. It was actually a special. It came out on a different day than usual. And she actually credited her success to this. One of the things she said was the social aspect of the team was so helpful. Everybody was so welcoming. And it sounded like the chemistry of your team was really influential to her immediate success here in the NWSL. And then we have your team captain, Marta, the legend, who deserves a ton of respect. She remains as tenacious and as hungry as when she made her debut for Brazil, which was like 20 years ago, pretty much scoring goals at the international level when the rest of us were just jamming to Backstreet Boys' Millennium album. But in the semifinal, also against Kansas City, Marta collected the ball just past the halfway line.
Bring it up again.
Cover your ears. She glided into the box. She left 3 defenders sprawled on the ground. We are going to watch it.
Go, Marty, go! Yay! 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 Oh, you hate it.
Guys, can I just apologize to Kansas City? I do realize this is a bit like playing someone's wedding video the day after they got divorced. But I want you to know I'm an Everton fan. I believe like about Jurgen Klopp, if you can't appreciate sometimes transcendent moments, then like ultimately you're missing out on life. And that was in time, in about 40 or 50 years. I think you'll come to realize that was bloody amazing. It was ecstatic, honestly. That moment will be in the Marta highlight reel, and that highlight reel is like a 12-hour-long festival of football. But what I love most about it, the moves, amazing. But it was the face after she scored. Look at that. The passion, the energy, the aura. That human being is 38. She has the goal of the year for FIFA named after her. But she is still feeling it like when she was a kid. I mean, what I want to know is, this is her first title she's searching for this weekend still in the NWSL. Even after all she's achieved, how would you describe that mentality, that attitude? How does it echo through the whole team?
I mean, she's our leader, and I think all of us can say that we are trying to win this championship for Marta. She deserves it.
It was like, this was also brought up in another interview today, so I'll like echo it again. It was talking about how like Marta is, yes, our fearless leader, but also I think like people don't understand how much passion she has for soccer. Like, I swear it's her essence. And so when I like was talking about like, so like soccer's our job, right? And we get to a part where like you kind of drag it out a little, right? Like it gets heavy, you're like, wow, like you're going to training, like it's a long season. But when you look at Marta play, it's seriously like she reunites the childhood love I have for soccer again. And it's like, it's so inspiring. And it's really just like, she just makes me love soccer again. Like, it's seriously, like, I don't know how else to describe it. And it's like amazing to see because we watched her growing up. We watched her growing up for years. She is the GOAT for a reason. She's an icon to women's soccer, to soccer in general. She's the GOAT for a reason. I'm going to stand by that. She is the GOAT of all of soccer in my eyes. And she's just so inspiring, and she does this every day. And she's 38 years old, slicing and dicing like that, playing 90-minute games. Are you kidding me? Like, she's legendary, but she seriously brings out such a love for soccer. Again, it makes me realize why you fell in love with soccer in the first place when I was like 5 years old. And she's doing that at 38, I'm 27 now, I'm like, damn. A true inspiration, though, to all generations of women's soccer across the world. And it's continued to be, I believe so. I don't know if she's done yet, you guys. She's still going all cylinders right now. She can run circles around me any day.
She has 10 more years in her, at least. Oh my God. That was really beautiful, Allie. Thank you for sharing that. I had a tear for a minute. It's really difficult to overstate everything Orlando has overcome in such a short time. Just 2 years ago, we've mentioned this several times, the team was in a state of locker room mutiny. Now you're in the club's first ever NWSL final. Orlando faced the Washington Spirit twice during the regular season, and you won twice. You won 3-2 away in DC, 2-0 at home. Despite the team records and the personal achievements, is the season only a success if you win on Saturday?
No. And we could, obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys, we don't wanna win. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that, but when we reflect back to the season and we think about what we've all accomplished, it's historical. It's seriously I was crying so hard after the semifinal, guys. But it's because I'm looking at my teammates and I'm just so proud of us. Yeah. And I'm not trying to say we're not gonna win the game, you guys, because I'm all about winning this crap, you guys, but we accomplished so much as an organization and as a team that we cannot, there's no way we cannot be proud of ourselves and each other. We cannot be proud of this coaching staff, this organization in general, just the city of Orlando coming out and showing up to us. We probably triple in attendance, you guys. There used to be only 3,000 people there, and our fans have been so loyal to us, and we feel like we owe them to win this championship. At the same time, we know we've done so much this year, and we just want to keep going up. But no, we've done so much this year, and we're going to forever give ourselves credit for that.
I just want to say to you both, I admire this Orlando Pride story so very much. I think everyone that loves the true essence of transformation through sports does. I want to thank you to you both. Every fan of every team can take optimism from your magical journey. Kansas City, we're big hearts, we're big footballing hearts, we're big transcendent
women's sports
hearts.
love.
Let's hear it. Valley Watch, also on the NWSL Final, Orlando Pride.
Can I have it? I will, Mom. You're so cute. Okay.
She was talking to Wilma, not Rog, by the way. Thank you all for humoring us with that. That was very big of you, and we really, really appreciate it. And I think we do have some Orlando fans in the house over in that area. They're right there. Thank you all so much.
By the way, you guys are bigger people than I ever would be. Let's put that on the record. Something I rehearsed, but we didn't have any Kansas City current fans here. And it was retrospectively, we have a suggestion box outside the theatre. You can put your suggestions in on the way out. Not our smartest move, but Marta. And now, to some very special guests from a team beloved by the mayor of Kansas City, a team called the Washington Spirit. We are bringing up to the stage a coach that I admire so much. He came to NWL this summer after winning only the odd 10 trophies as head coach of Barcelona Femini, including a quadruple and back-to-back Women's Champions Leagues. And the dude's still younger than Margot Robbie or the McDonald's McChicken sandwich.
And we have a player who is two-time NWSL Goalkeeper of the Year, whose hands may still be stinging from saving 3 penalties in last Saturday's semifinal. I know, please be upstanding for your Washington Spirit manager, Jonatan Giráldez, and goalkeeper extraordinaire, Aubrey Kingsbury.
Oh, Jono, it is so lovely to see you. Aubrey, I want you to know you are my personal hero. We will talk about what you guys have experienced, particularly in the last week, in a minute. But Johnny, you and I last spoke in June. You just arrived in Washington. You made the terrible mistake of speaking with me. And when we chatted, you'd only briefly gotten to meet with your team, to speak with them. You are now 11 regular season games in, 2 playoff wins. You're in an NWSL final. When we chatted, you were honest. You're like, I don't know what to expect. The difference between Spanish club football and NWSL. So 5 months on, how would you explain and articulate the difference?
I think it's completely different, especially in terms of rhythm. I think Spain we like to have the control of the game. Players may be more technical, and here is, all the time you have to be ready to run. We wanna to take the control a little bit, but we know the characteristics of the players are the most important thing. So we have to identify that when we have to run, when we have to be a little more patient. So it's being challenging for me.
And Aubrey, what a transformation for you as players to have a new manager to impress mid-season. As one of the team captains, one of the AAAs, Ashley Hatch, Andy Sullivan, Aubrey Kingsbury, what were some of the most significant changes the team had to make? Like, how did you adapt on the fly to a new manager, a new system? And what's different about this footballing era now?
Yeah.
Okay, and by the way, can you answer as if Jono's not here? Just pretend he's not. You can tell us.
I will take note.
Honestly, it was really seamless. Credit to Jonah, Adrian, our GM, Mark Krikorian. Everyone really put a lot of thought into just how the transition would go. And he was kind of behind the scenes in the beginning of the season and through preseason. So Adrian is a great coach in himself. And I don't think anyone's expecting us to do that well. So when he showed up, we're actually like, do we still want him? No, but he was there for like a game or two, like just, kind of watching, observing, and yeah, we had a win streak going, and it was like, well, how long are you going to make him wait to coach us? But yeah, credit to everyone. It was really seamless.
Jonah, this has not been a straight line march to glory. I mean, you have suffered a number of cruel injuries this season that would rip the hearts out of other teams. You lost Andy Sullivan, whom I adore, I want to be quite clear, to a cruel ACL injury in October. You were robbed of the quite singular skills of Croy Bethune, who has just been named the Alley Rookie of the Year. And then today, the midfielder of the season, which is the first for a rookie ever in the league's history. And this is what's so incredible about her, not just her transcendent play, but knee injury sidelined her after just 17 games, and she still won both of those awards. Scored 5 goals, 10 assists. I mean, Jonah, Andy is such a warrior. Croy is such an artiste and a poet. I know sometimes adversity creates like an underdog mentality in teams, but how can you regroup when it's like losing your heart, your soul, like these crucial elements to success? You lose them, but somehow you're still here.
Personally, I never like to put excuse about players. When we have bad news and important players are missing important part of the season, I always try to see opportunities for other players. And I think the work that all players are doing during the season, Andy Sullivan, Ule, Croy, they are not participating right now, but we have other players that they did a step forward and they are performing really well. I think McKenna Morris, Heather, Courtney, they didn't expect maybe have this type of performance, but I don't like to think about who is missing. I would like to find solutions and opportunities for the young players especially.
And all the adversity that you faced that Raj just mentioned, it seems like your team has been able to harness a really competitive energy throughout. We've seen some fiercely competitive moments in these playoff games. What would you say is your philosophy on creating a highly competitive environment while still encouraging that control that you said you were looking for just earlier in the show?
For me, it's about training session. Everything what you can do in training session in terms of competition, for sure it's going to help you to create this type of habit for the competition. And then, other important thing is have a proper management of your emotions to make sure that everything, all the decisions that you are taking during the game are going in the direction that the team needs. So if you are very competitive and you can breathe twice and think, okay, which is my role when we are attacking, which is my role when I am defending, and put your best for the team, I think that's the best solution.
We need to talk about one player who I know a lot in this audience will love, Trinity Rodman. A player made of pastel braids and just pure aura. He was one of 5 Spirit players who made NWSL's best 11 this season, which is incredible. Not only did she deliver 8 regular season goals and 6 assists for the Spirit, she also scored 3 times as the US women won their first Olympic gold medal in 12 long years. She came back from the Olympics, emotionally and physically exhausted. Did you have to adapt your methods to work with Trid to get the best out of her when she came back from Paris, both shattered and also in the international spotlight?
It's very, very difficult to have a high performance during 10, 11 months. We are playing a lot of games, just not only with our team, also with the national team. And we have to manage sometimes the load with the players. It's just not about physical, sometimes it's about mental preparation. And for sure, try to be ready for the most important part of the season. So everything what we were doing so far with the national team and also with the team is try to get trained in the best possible fit to be ready to win the championship.
Aubrey, we have a big moment coming up for you. So we're going to talk about the semifinal game that happened just 5 days ago against defending champions Gotham. They were leading 1-0 and looked to have maybe punched their ticket to another NWSL final. You're down 1-0. It's ticking into the 93rd minute, and then this happened.
On this delivery, Morris with a free kick. In stoppage time for Washington Spirit. And rowdy Field has erupted.
Jonah, that rookie-to-rookie connection, that was Hal Hirschfeld looking death in the eye and saying, "Not today." What emotions do you experience clawing life from death and a chance of glory? I don't like to be hyperbolic. And a chance of glory from the jaws of defeat. What was it like for you internally, emotionally?
Being honest, I love those emotions during the game when you are about to die and you can come back. I love this type of emotions during games. I love my profession, what I do every day. Because, when you win, for sure, you have to be happy. But when you are about to die and then you are alive, it's an amazing.
Can I just add, security thought he was a pitch invader after we won because he just storms by himself across the field. There's video out there. It's hilarious.
It is.
When that goal went in.
I am alive today. So he was running, but he tries to, but I am faster than him, so he couldn't catch me. So. I'm fit too.
When that ball went in.
All the sideline running, and the other guy running behind him.
93rd minute, when that goal went in, what noise did you make?
What?
When that goal went in, 93rd minute, what noise did you make on the sideline?
No, was after the game.
I know, I'm talking, I want to know about when that went in.
What was in the end?
Goal, what noise?
No.
A cheer?
Okay.
A hug with all the...
With Adri. Adri grabbed my jersey almost. He broke my jersey. But finally, also my jersey is fine. I think it's very important, those moments when you are competing, especially when you have positive emotions, manage your emotion then to take the best possible decision. You cannot have a approach with the players just feeling that you are giving your best. You have to reduce a little bit your energy because we are tying the game. So we have to play the extra time and be ready also for penalty kick, as Aubrey saved 3 penalties.
Spoiler alert, America, that's got the spoiler alert. By the way, Aubrey.
That's the next question, right? I advance it.
Teach you up.
John is trying to hide the fact that he crapped his pants when Hal Hirschfeld scored that goal. But Aubrey, thank you for translating for me there. That was an incredible act of generosity. So Sam, let's dive into some Aubrey worship.
I know, I want to. Aubrey, this was about the time we were tied after overtime. Good thing everybody managed their emotions. Your teammate, you decided to make this game all about you, by the way, at this point. Your teammate, co-captain Ashley Hatch had already scored her penalty, was Washington's first before Gotham's Esther Gonzalez stepped up to the spot. What's going through your mind when you're facing a penalty, and how do you prepare yourself mentally for a penalty kick shootout?
Yeah, I think to have success, you almost have to approach it thinking like this is your moment to shine. Because really, it's the only time a keeper can be a hero. Like, you make one save, you're a hero. 2, you're a legend. 3, I don't know, that's wild. But no, honestly though, the kickers are supposed to make it. So, you know.
I know. Well, let's watch Aubrey do something wild, I guess. Let's roll this tape.
Kingsbury.
We're going to show you 2 more of these. They both, I just want to warn you, they both look the same. But then Lena Solano sent Ann Katchenberger the wrong way. You faced up McCall Zaboni. I wonder, after one save, like mentally, you must be buzzing, adrenaline, thoughts, past memories, chaos, focus, Jonah calm. What are you feeling internally? Like, are you just feeling like, I am faster on my feet, I can stretch my arms and touch both posts suddenly, I'm in my opponent's heads. What's going on in your mind?
yeah, I honestly was trying to ham up the crowd, like be the supporters behind us, and you know, it's intentional, of course. Like, the Gotham players have to walk all the way from the center circle with our supporters, you know, cheering us on. So I was trying to get everyone as loud as possible, and definitely gives me confidence to have our fans behind me. Yeah, I definitely felt invincible, and yeah, I just had a great feeling about it.
Ham it up. Let's roll that second shot.
It's embarrassing.
Is it really?
I mean, you want to celebrate though, right? Because it's all about like managing the emotions, right? And I think when you score, you celebrate. When you make a save, you want to celebrate because the other team, whether they realize it or not, they're seeing that. They're probably feeling a little less confident about their next penalty, you know?
I mean, there's a number of psychologists who study penalties purely because it's the highest stress condition to study humanity in. And they, I mean this sincerely, and the percentages when your kicker scores and celebrates, the percentage of your next kicker scoring because of that celebration shoots up. Mm-hmm. Same when the goalkeeper scores. I mean, honestly, I'm looking at you and I'm buzzing. I love that. Are you genuinely looking at yourself and saying that's embarrassing? Or are you just like, have you watched this? Have you
the
watched
serious face at the end is maybe a little embarrassing. I go from, you know, managing my emotions, right? So pure elation and like, all right, dial back in. We haven't won yet.
Well, you had another save to make. So Tara McCown scored for the Spirit, and suddenly you're in a position where if you make an improbable, I think you said that would be wild, third save, an achievement that is very, very rare, you're staring down Jenna Nicewanger, the pressure's not really on you anymore. Can you feel that?
I was aware that if I made the save, it would be over. And at that point, yeah, I think all of us just wanted to kind of end the game after another 120 minutes. So, yeah, I just figured we'd wrap it up after 3.
Were you like, I got this?
Sorry?
Mentally, were you like, I got this?
Yeah, I think there's definitely momentum, like you're saying, in penalty kicks. So, yeah, I make the first, make the second, sorry.
7.
No, make the second, like, yeah, you kind of established a rhythm in a sense. So, yeah, it was Feeling pretty confident, I guess.
A rhythm, a dominance, I'd say. Let's watch Aubrey do this again.
So far for Kingsbury. It's nice one up.
Can we just hear it for Aubrey Kingsbury? Can I ask you, I've got two questions. Number one, what did you feel in that moment?
Yeah, pure elation. Yeah, there's nothing better as a goalkeeper to be able to step up in a penalty shootout like that and help your team go on to the final.
How many times have you watched that? The 3 saves?
A decent amount, just from
It's great
social
positive
media.
visualization.
Well,
Great
everyone
positive
posts
visualization.
their like individual perspective. It's cool to see all our 20,000 friends at Audi Field have their own video of it. So yeah, it's a great memory.
I mean, it's more than a great memory. I think I tweeted, that was one of the most dominant penalty shootout performances I've ever seen. When the stakes couldn't have been higher. That's what we're watching. The highest stakes as an individual in a team sport. You were in the heads of every single opponent. You were kind of part mind reader, part brick wall. It was an incredible, incredible thing to say, and I'm sure you've only watched it over and over and over just for tactical reasons to prepare for the final. But Jonatan, you and your teams, you battled too many finals in your lifetime. This is some battle you have ahead of you. Banda, Marta, the so quick in transition Orlando Pride. Can you give us some sense of how you analyse the challenge to come and the kind of game that we should all expect?
I think in this league you don't have easy games. You have to compete and give your best every day to have chances to win. And now we are going to play against the best team in this league. During this season they showed and they deserve it, what they did it. But we are ready. We are ready to compete. I believe a lot on my team, my players, everything what they are doing so far. And we are sure that we are going to have a lot of chances to win that game.
Aubrey, a similar question for you, and this is our last question for you guys. We've asked everyone this question. I know you can't really give us like a prediction, but I would love to know when you close your eyes and visualize the game Saturday. I know you believe you're going to win, and I love that. What do you see? What do you imagine feeling on Saturday?
Would love to manifest a shutout victory. 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
90 minutes. Yeah, I think Trin, especially Hal, a lot of the girls would love that. But yeah, 2-0 is my prediction.
Oh, we got a prediction. I'm happily surprised with that. Thank you, Aubrey.
Can I ask you a quick, weird question? Do goalkeepers relish the idea of it being a penalty shootout? Like, ultimately, you're like, that wouldn't be a bad thing if I could do that. Do the old diving to the right. By the way, Orlando Pride, just put it to the left. Or was it the right? I can't remember. Put it the other bloody side. For God's sake, the goal, I don't know. I'm not a coach. Do goalkeepers it wouldn't be a bad thing?
I wouldn't say I relish it, but I know if it comes to it, I'm prepared.
God bless. And I do believe Kansas City, we played a small part in that preparation tonight with that tactical analysis that we've just lived through together. I do want to say I admire both of you for very, very different reasons. Johnny, you've come into this league, you've adapted so remarkably, so quickly. To watch you evolve this team, lead this team, lift this team, to watch this team manifest themselves in a deeply, deeply obsessive, detailed and glorious way has been a remarkable thing to watch. Well, we just want to say you are an incredible hero. So Kansas City, please be upstanding for your 2024 final winning Washington Spirit. Let's hear it for Jonatan and Aubrey! We are at guest number 573. How are we feeling, Kansas City? Our next guest in this night, 1,000 stars, is a national treasure and a World Cup winner whose excellence on the pitch has earned a list of honours, trophies, accolades. It's honestly even longer than your average CVS receipt. She was a titanic force of Kansas City football. She ushered in an incredible era of women's soccer in this city.
This guest is one half of a sporting power couple whose generous work off the pitch, I know, has been felt in communities across the country. A person so obviously suited to have their name put on the league's Impact Award for Community Service. Please stand up again, if you don't mind, for two-time Olympic gold medalist, NWSL and World Cup champion, Lauren Holiday.
It is bright.
I know.
Wow.
Lauren, God, for those who want to revel, like me, in a moment of you as an iconic player, God, you had a Thor's hammer of a right foot. Let's look at this stunner, which only happened to be the winning goal in the 2015 World Cup Final. Oh my God, that ball dropped like manna from heaven, and you struck it so sweetly, so purely. How often do you watch that goal? And how often are you just hanging out in the house thinking, oh my God, Lauren Holiday, did that in a World Cup final, no less?
I've watched it quite a few times, and now that I coach my daughter, I want to play it for her because she does not care at all. And I'm like, we need to practice, and she's like, yeah, okay. And then she thinks that she's better than me already. Yeah.
Tough crowd. Well, Lauren, you have a deep relationship with this city. In 2013, you were allocated to FC Casey for the inaugural NWSL season. You finished the season with a Golden Boot and League MVP. You won the championship the next 2 seasons. So when you retired in 2015, you held league and world titles. What is it in the water here in Kansas City that makes it such a hotbed for soccer?
I mean, it's just the absolute best city in the world for soccer. My time here in Kansas City was the best years of my life, truly. And I think the support is what was so special. So the KC Blue Crew, shout out to y'all. They literally traveled with us to the finals. This is when we were taking 3 flights on Southwest. So for the
C-56.
Yeah. So for them to travel with us to make sure that they got there, we felt the support. It was incredible. So my time here, they were my favorite memories.
By the way, I can't believe, having watched you over and over, that it's almost a dozen years since you first stepped onto an NWSL field in Kansas City. By the way, back then, it was on a high school football field, right?
Shawnee Mission North, baby.
By the way, how many of you were there to cheer for that team then on the high school football field?
Yeah, I like that.
It's a bit like when you ask people over the age of 60 how many people were at Woodstock, they're all like, oh, I was there. It feels like 20 million people were there. I mean, it was a very different NWSL. And coming back in this moment into this incredible town, this incredible football terrain, that stadium that we've talked about a lot, the energy, the crowds, the beautiful, beautiful purpose-built stadium, the franchise valuations. How do you experience it, and what is the biggest difference between now and when you were playing here?
Yeah, my experience of the NWSL now, I remember just a couple weeks ago coming here to, award Edie Franch for being nominated for the award, and yeah. And I'm like pulling up to the stadium, and I walk in the stadium, and I'm like, man, like the joy I felt to know, like, we came from Shawnee Mission North, where the ball bounced over your head if it took a wrong bounce. Like, there was no stopping it. The level of skill did not matter. Like, you had to be just lucky, truly.
By the way, your daughter knows that when she watches your highlights.
Truly, she does. And then to walk into this stadium and to feel, like, there's a different feeling when you walk into a stadium built for us. And it was emotional and incredible, and I cannot wait to watch the final there.
Lauren, you've always been a pathfinder and a visionary as a player. So can you chart a course for us for this league? Where do you see the NWSL going in the years and decades to come, and how do you hope to be a part of it?
Yeah, I think that we haven't even scratched the surface. Like, you see these valuations coming out, Sam, and like I know you mentioned Angel City, the $250 million valuation, and it's like, you guys, it's gonna hit $1 billion. Like, that's going to happen in our lifetime. That's going to happen, and it's going to happen in the next 10 years. And I think that we just have no clue what women's sports is capable of. And I think as athletes and as women, and I'll include you, Raj, I think that we knew, like, we knew that this was possible. And it just finally took some sense and people believing in us and actually putting some capital behind it.
Lauren, can I ask you, genuinely, what does that feel like to say that? You're someone that has won everything, toiled, sacrificed, and now you're seeing that and are very much part of that and a living embodiment of that. Can you put words to the emotions that you feel when you say that? Because it is, it's something that we should never know. Please God, our kids will normalize it, but we're living that transition, and it is humanly, it's magnificent.
Yeah, I don't even know like the words like proud, pride, joy, excitement, like all of those things. But then like I think of Mia Hamm and Christine Lilly and Michelle Akers and these women who literally paved the way. Like the '99 World Cup changed my life and the trajectory of my career forever. Like there was nothing I wanted to be more than on that field. And before that, I wanted to play in Major League Baseball. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. There was nothing that like changed women's sports more than the '99ers. And so the amount of like joy that I feel that I have been a part of, and just the awe that I feel for the women before me who how could they have ever seen this? How could they have known at that moment? They didn't. They loved the sport that much, and they thought that highly of women that they were going to sacrifice and pave the way for something that they could never even imagine. Yeah.
I think you've just made my NWSL final weekend, to be candid, and it is a joy to be here listening to your words, because you are a human being that has transcended football, which is when I believe football is at its best. When you left the game, Kansas City retired your number 12, but your accolades were not done collecting, because the way you'd viewed your career as a footballer, in which service was leadership, and particularly because of your work with the Drew and Lauren Holiday Social Impact Fund, in which you invested in programs to combat systemic racism, socioeconomic inequality. This league, NWSL, decided quite beautifully to honour you by attaching your name to the Impact Award, which is now the Lauren Holiday Impact Award. And this is an award that honours the player who best embodies the value of community involvement. Most people only get that after they've passed Thank God you are still with us.
Yeah. Thank you.
And to have a trophy named after you, what does that mean to you as a legacy? What does it embody?
Yeah, I thought about that earlier, Raj, when you like kind of told me like, hey, wow, this is really cool. And I think about it, and I think about like a defining moment in my career. I was cut in 2008 from the Olympic team. The last cut, Abby Wambach broke her leg. The last game going to the Olympics. She called me from the ambulance and says, hey, Chain, you're going to the Olympics. And I'm like, you're dramatic. No way. If you know Abby is dramatic. And so she called me, and then, Cheryl Bailey calls me and says, you're going to the Olympics. And in that moment, I was angry. I didn't want to go. I was like, I'm the last player on the team. Who wants to be, I know I'm never going to play a minute. And I remember, how do I change my mindset, right? And I was like, I'm going to be the best teammate that anyone has ever seen, right? I am going to cheer the loudest. And I actually think me and Tobin and Amy Rodriguez, we were dubbed Team Annoying after that Olympics because we were that annoying, right? We were that loud, we were that. And that actually changed, who I was as a person. And it's how do you serve people? That's what we're here for. How do you get the best out of your teammates? And that's how I played the rest of my career. It wasn't about me. It was how do I get the best out of my teammates? I remember when you first came into camp, and I'm like, wow, she's gonna be really good. But how do I tell her? How do I get the best out of Sam Mewis? And so that was how I changed my mindset. And it's the same in community. People are hurting. There are marginalized communities that don't have access to bank funding, that don't have the same equality that other races have. And so it's how do we serve those in need? And I am a Christian, and I love Jesus, and I know that God first loved us so that we can love others. And so that was really my mindset is how do I love people? They don't have to look like me, they don't have to believe the same thing as me, but that's what I did in football, and that's really how I try to live my life.
That was really beautiful, Lauren. Thank you.
Thank you.
This year, the field for this award was staggering. From Sam Coffey at the Portland Thorns, who works with Helping Hands to assist unhoused people in Portland, as well as Petrichor Football Association to help girls playing soccer in Cameroon, or Louisville's Katie Lund, who has raised buckets of money for Norton Children's to refurbish their cancer care center. But the winner was, drumroll please.
You can do a better drum roll than that, Kansas City. Thank you. Someone who personally and defiantly defeated breast cancer and didn't just overcome it, but returned to this game as a force of wonder. She now works with Pink Ribbon Good to raise cancer awareness, all while playing dominating defense for Bay FC. And she's here tonight. Please welcome a Pink Ribbon great, the pride of Glasgow, and your inaugural Lauren Holiday Impact Award winner. It's Jem Beattie!
Jen, welcome. You have had such an incredible career, defining yourself at Arsenal starting in 2009, where you won 4 WSL Super Leagues. Some Arsenal fans here too. 2 FA Cups, but this season you left Britain for NWSL, joining Bay FC in their inaugural season. What has it been like for you at this stage in your career to leave everything you were familiar with, drop into a new league, a new country? How's the culture shock?
Big. It was big. First and foremost, thanks for having me. It was a challenge that I think I was ready for. I think it's exactly what you said. It was difficult leaving friends that I'd really, known for a long time, uprooting your entire life. It's always difficult, whether you're 23 or 33. It doesn't really matter when. But look, with that said, a kid from Glasgow moving to California wasn't that bad. It was nice.
Jen, anyone who's followed you in your career
Yeah.
knows that you are known for your football in Britain and your community work. I've got to tell you, I am so blown away by your incessant, almost personal, unflinching war on cancer. And the way it's only seems to have grown since you've moved to our shores a year ago. As anyone that's moved here to a different city, it takes time to adjust. It's hard to find your place, but you moved here, you hit the ground running so bloody quickly on a new team, in a new community, and you're now sitting next to Lauren Holiday, whose name is on the award that you just won. Can you point, look at that, that was today, I love this. Let's tell you, we're living in a world where we need more joy, more wonder, more human examples of just phenomena. And I looked at that photo earlier today and I just felt light and optimistic and joyful. I think we all need that. And now they're both on the stage here together and it's magnificent. Let's hear it for them both.
There's a story behind that. Yeah. I think there's a story behind that one.
Jen, can you put into words, your own words, what does it mean to win this award? To essentially embody Lauren, but for reals?
Yeah, no, look, I think, firstly, it's such a cool thing that the league does. To highlight that, athletes we're footballers first and foremost, but what we do, what are you telling me to do?
No, I'm just tapping the end of my microphone, just for no reason other than to try and get you to speak into the...
Closer. Okay, great. Technophobe, I don't know.
You've blown my cool.
Testing. No, it's incredible. I think what the league does, the Impact Award, I think it highlights that, we're not just athletes, we do a lot of things off the field as well. It's obviously the first year that it's been named after the legend Lauren Holiday, and honestly, I couldn't wait to meet you and hang out, and today I think we've just completely connected over our sharing stories, and looking at that photo is funny, because she made me laugh on the spot by telling me how heavy the award was, and just put me at ease straight away. So it's credit to her, like the community. We talk about community a lot as footballers and why we play sport and we're around people, and ultimately everyone goes through really difficult things, but what gets us through it is people and coming together.
And and Lauren, I want to ask you, as you sit up here with Jen, the inaugural award bearing your name now being awarded to her, what do you see and feel, and what message do you have to share with us about Jen?
Yeah, I think obviously going through everyone is extremely hard to pick, and these are the women that were nominated. That is not even scratching the surface of what all the women in the league are doing in their communities. I think that's what makes us so special. But getting to know Jen, well, first off, everyone told me that knows Jen, oh, you're going to love her. And then I meet her, and she's absolutely incredible. And to be able to share, like, a story of I had a brain tumor and she had breast cancer, and to understand, like, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of, like, mental trauma, there's a lot of suffering that you're going through as a human when you get a diagnosis like that. For someone to see that they can then change somebody else's life, I think is super special. And that's what I saw in Jen, is like her passion to change other people's circumstances was so apparent in every way. And like you said, she moved to Bay Area and her first thing wasn't soccer or football. Her first thing was, hey, I want to help, and how do I help? And obviously, shout out to Bay FC for helping her get connected. Shout out to Nationwide for making this even possible. But it's amazing that, she was so just able to get involved right away.
You told me that backstage you said that you'd never met Jen before today, right?
Never.
But then you said that when you met her, she was like, you told me she was like the best friend that you've never met.
Yeah, we're best friends now. I don't know if you guys knew that. I don't know if you knew that, but we're best friends.
We are.
Now.
It's confirmed. I've been waiting to hear that my entire life, so that's great.
honor to share the stage with you both. A huge congratulations on winning the award. It's well deserved. I have one more big question for both of you, and it feels crazy to go back to soccer now because this was such a beautiful conversation. This is such a meaningful thing that we've been discussing up here. But we do have a soccer game on Friday. And on Saturday. Oh my gosh, I'm so emotional. Lauren, you know better than pretty much anyone what it takes to win an NWSL final. And Jen, you've played against these teams all season long. So what's gonna happen in the game on Saturday? Can we get a score prediction?
Yeah. I was like so set on one way, and then you hear Orlando speak, you hear the Spirit speak, and then you're like, oh gosh. But since I'm an OG, I'm going with Marta, and I actually think it's going to be 3-2.
Okay.
Since obviously Laura and I are best friends now, I'm going to agree. And,
one award, one opinion.
Yeah, basically. No, we all know Marta's a legend. I think we all want to see her have the success on the day for everything she's done in the game and loyalty she's shown to Orlando for a long period of time. So, Orlando.
All right.
Can I say, it is, what you said is so true. It is an honor to share the stage with both of you. You are both warriors in life, warriors in football. You're both a human inspiration. To you, Jen Beattie, the inaugural winner of the Lauren Holiday Impact Award, and to the great Lauren Holiday herself, who I have admired from afar forever, and to share the stage with you tonight in this city in particular is genuinely the highlight of my entire weekend. I want to thank you both for everything. And Kansas City, please be upstanding for the both of them. Godspeed, Lauren and Jen.
One more guest. I thought that might start a chant, but I understand. I didn't keep it going long.
She's lying. There's 984 more. We're cool with that, right? I gotta tell you, I just feel I'm a horrible person and I'm filled with darkness. Even I feel like Katrina and the waves, like I'm walking on sunshine after listening to those two. Can we hear it again for Jen Beattie and Lauren Holiday? It's what life is all about, Sammy. Okay, Sammy speaketh the truth. One more guest, and we wanted to end the show in the most positive, optimistic way possible. We want to bring on some sheer inspiration. We tried to book Wilma Jean Wrinkles. She's not available.
Imagine if we just brought out Wilma.
By the way, I love dogs. I do, we both do. And this is not just me pandering to Purina as a future sponsor. I think it would be an incredible world in which dogs can vote. It's a conversation for another time. Tonight, at Topic Burger at about 3 o'clock, I'll be there. Flipping to serious, Rog. I just want to say it's a thrilling time to watch the run.
You can do it, Rog. You can flip back.
Sammy, I just saw a thought bubble go over Sammy's head. She's like, if dogs could vote, Finn could vote. It is, in all sincerity, it's a thrilling time to watch the rise of the game that we love across this nation. And we've heard fragments of it, I think deeply powerful, impactful, life-changing in many regards, fragments of it tonight. And we wanted to close the show by bringing to the stage someone I love, someone I admire, someone whose thoughtful, strategic, large-scale investment in global women's soccer is without peer. Fresh off donating the largest single investment specifically for women's and girls program in US soccer history, I want to say it is incredible to welcome an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, a footballing powerhouse who owns French team Lyon, English women's championship team London City Lionesses, and your 2024 NWSL finalist, Washington Spirit. Please be upstanding for the quite iconic Michele Kang!
Wow, it's been a while. 2 years, I think.
I think you brought about 12 teams in that time, Michele.
Well, last time when I was here, there were 2 men. Now there's 1 and 1. I love it.
Can I just say, there's only 1 to get rid of now, Michele.
That's not what I was going to say.
And then the takeover's complete, but you've got a very important question.
I do. I immediately, when you walked out here, Michele, your outfit. I need to ask. This is what everybody really wants to know. Well, who's your style inspiration? I need so much help.
Oh my God, I thought I was coming to a football or soccer show, not a style show. I don't know. I don't really, a lot of people ask me whether I have a stylist or something like that, but when I see something and I like it, I just go for it.
You just have good taste.
Yeah, and I never buy anything matchy or anything. You just buy it, and at some point they kind of all come together. I'm not really creative in an original sense that I can paint or I can compose, but when I see certain things, I'm creative enough to put things together. So I need other people.
Have you seen this behind you?
Yeah, we put together some of my favorite outfits of yours. And they come together beautifully.
I can tell you a little sneak preview that when we win, the history will repeat itself related to this picture.
Oh!
Can I ask you, when Sam and I were writing this script, I asked Sam to describe Michele Kang's style. You came up with 2 words for me, and I love
it. It is on here. I missed it. I got too excited. I said she was such a boss. I was like, she looks like such a boss all the time. It's partly the sunglasses, partly the style, partly all the winning. It's very impressive.
The 2 words were boss lady.
Oh, I like the last word, the winning. I like that word.
I do too. I'm blown away by your style and by the scale of your investments and the boldness. You're a pioneer of a multi-club approach to football ownership. You've acquired 3 women's clubs in 3 different countries. We're sitting here just a couple days after you announced a gift of $30 million over 5 years to U.S. Soccer for programs aimed at women and girls. That follows a $50 million global investment in improving the health of elite female athletes with the launch of Kaniska Sports International Limited, the first organization focused exclusively on the health of women's soccer players across multiple teams. Also, this summer you pledged $4 million to USA Women's Rugby. Also very cool, you're so invested in women who play sport in general. Can you talk about your vision for what you're building at such an unprecedented scale? Can you give us a glimpse into the vision that you see?
Yeah, I've been sharing with everyone that I didn't come into, to be totally honest, I didn't come into women's soccer because I was a player or was a passionate fan. To some extent, it was by accident, maybe it was by fate. So I got in and I got to appreciate what this thing is all about. And I was just really impressed with a very impressive product, right? At the end of the day, it's a sports entertainment product, and the quality, the drama, the entertainment, all the elements were there, in unbelievable athletic capabilities, and yet fans weren't there, media weren't there, and the corporate sponsorship weren't there, and it was just one of the most underappreciated asset there is. And I thought that with little investment and with little attention, the future was just limitless. And the gap between where it was and where it could be was just huge. And especially as a woman, again, this is, in my opinion, this is not a gender product, this is not a charity product, but especially as a woman, not being able to, sort of a seeing not this investment going into women's incredible product was just not right. So just like what I did in my other business, when I believe in something, I just jump in at first. I've been told crazy many times in my prior careers and here as well, but you know, when you believe in something and you go for it, things happen to work out, so.
And Michele, jumping you did.
Yes, for sure.
And the players clearly adore you. Trinity Rodman said recently, quote, for Michele Kang, the sky's the limit. I feel she wants top for us with everything, and I didn't feel that way before. She shoots for the stars.
For sure.
And after last weekend's semi-final, that thrilling penalty shootout that we've just lived, that Aubrey Kingsbury inflected wonder, you ran onto the field and you did this with Trin. Can I ask you? I love that. What Aubrey Kingsbury did was incredible. I got a huge kick out of that too, watching you dancing on the field. Can I ask you, after all you've thought about, acted upon, and invested in women's football, can you describe the emotions that you experience in moments like that?
That's a very expensive moment to experience. But that's what this is all about, right? That's what this is all about, in my opinion, being able to share the joy, the agony, right? For sure, 120 minutes plus 3 penalty kicks, 2 games in a row, 120 minutes. It's the agony, it's the joy, it's just pure just happiness, and being able to share with our players like Trin, Aubrey, I don't know what else is there, right? That's really the ultimate joy, and that's why you're doing what you're doing.
We've heard lots of predictions tonight. We heard Aubrey say she's hoping for 90 minutes, which it sounds like maybe you
Absolutely.
are too.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
I told my players that I don't think I'm going to leave out my natural lifespan at the rate we're doing. So, especially now 3 teams, the other team is doing Champions League and so forth. So I think at the rate this is going, they have to finish in 90 minutes.
Well, we need you to live forever, so I might petition to make the game 60 minutes. You have been going out and recruiting the best. We spoke with Jonatan, Giráldez. We spoke with Aubrey, Trinity. Your team is incredible. We've asked every guest this. What do you think we have in store? Do you have a score prediction for us for Saturday?
For the game?
Mm-hmm.
You know, let the best team win, right? That's what this is all about.
Sportsmanship.
And of course, I think our team is the best. But at the end of the day, this is, we're all going to win, right? Because if you think about NWSL, women's soccer in the US in particular, it's been an incredible year, right? Historic. Every team is breaking their own record game after game. We have more than doubled our viewership, attendance, Spirit alone. When I took over, our average attendance was less than 5,000. We're now approaching 15,000. We had, I don't know how many sellouts. And it is happening, right? So we can't lose. This has been an incredible, I think for those of you, I don't know, hopefully there are some people who were at the semifinal and final at the Audi field. It was just unbelievable. It's like if you were there, you will never forget that moment, more so than the final game. So I think we're all winners. I think women's soccer, I think especially in this country, we're all going to be winners. So looking forward to it. And I think that it's also historic since we're playing this final game at the very first, world's first women-dedicated stadium.
Michele, I'm not going to lie, I admire you so much as a human being, as a football leader. I know so many of our listeners do. You're someone who does good things with really great people on an unprecedented scale in a way that's all too rare in our world. I'd love to ask you to inspire us at the end of this show. Talk about your vision of the future, because we're all on a journey. We're watching women's sports grow at an explosive rate. You've got a hand on that steering wheel, on that journey. So tell us, to close the show, where are we going? What do you envisage? What do you dream about when you think about that future? What will NWSL look like 2 decades out?
So, I can spend an hour here. When I first went to Barcelona to learn sort of the best practice and all that, one of the first things that I've heard in Barcelona, FC Barcelona, was that this is, unfortunately for now, it's men's case. When you have a baby, the very first thing you do is to sign up for FC Barcelona season tickets, right? They don't do anything else, but first thing they do is they put your baby's name on the wait list for the FC Barcelona season tickets. I want to aspire all of us to be there. But the other thing also is that I want all of us to remember that in this very challenging times, a lot of difficult things happening. I think sports is one thing that really unites people, right? This is really beyond the winning and the losing on the pitch. I think that our athletes inspire us with their dedication, reminding us that dreams do come true with hard work and heart. So I want all of us to take that energy with all of you beyond the pitch and tackle your challenges with that fire in your belly. Uplift those around you, just as these amazing teams have done for us. And I think at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And I want all of you to buy season tickets. Tell everyone to watch, but at the end of the day, this is really about relationships, the experiences and memories for all of us so that we can really share that joy and the excitement and uplift everyone around us.
Michele, it has been such a joy and an honor to have you on stage, meet you in person. I want to thank you not only for being here with us tonight, but for your peerless dedication and optimism around the women's game. I feel like I can speak for all current and former players when I say we have all hoped that someone like you would come along and believe in this as much as we do, and we're very grateful for your commitment. So Kansas City, one more time, please be upstanding for the myth, the legend, the inspirational Michele Kang. No, I'm just kidding. No more guests.
Do it again for Michele Kang! Sam, holy crap, that was guest 1,000. We made it!
We almost.
All of us. Me barely. So much joy on this stage tonight. I've got to tell you, I needed this, we needed this. I want to thank NWSL for giving this opportunity to tell these stories, live these stories. I've got to tell you, my excitement for Saturday's final, which is now just 34 hours away, my excitement's at an 11.
It has been an honor and a delight to spend time with all of you here in Kansas City tonight. And the magic doesn't stop here. I have a fun-filled weekend. I'm hosting the Skills Challenge tomorrow. And then on Saturday, I'm going to be at Fan Fest on the Adobe stage hosting a live podcast with my friends from Pitchside Coffee, who I think some of you may know. And that's going on right before the championship game kicks off.
In a second, Sammy, just to warn you, I'm going to ask you the question you've awkwardly asked everybody, which is what will the score be? Who will win? How's it going to go down? But first, I do want to thank everybody at Ally once again for their love and support. Not just for making this first annual The Women's Game NWSL Final Night of 1,000 Stars. I love saying that, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm so happy we've been able to share this with you. I hope this can become an annual tradition. But I want to thank Ally for all they do to grow the game we love across the United States in such a powerful fashion.
Yes, everybody, women's soccer fans, please show your love to Ally, a brand that is so committed to growing women's sports in this nation. If you enjoyed this show tonight, you should follow the Women's Game. You can watch this show back on our YouTube channel. You can follow us on social media at Women's Game MIB. You can subscribe to our podcast feed so you don't miss a thing. And you can do all of that by just scanning this QR code that's right here behind me.
Can I say, Sammy, it has been a joy and a wonder to be here with you tonight. It's been a joy and a wonder to work with you in this year, to follow your coverage, to learn from you, to be with you, your entire team. I am incredibly grateful, which is a way of setting you up. Spoiler alert, the final. What's going to happen? Who will walk out of Kansas City a winner?
Well, I have made my opinion public multiple times this week. I need to make sure Michele Kang has left the building. After speaking with the Washington Spirit tonight, I have a newfound love for them all. But I am also feeling the Marta magic. Something about Orlando this year just has me feeling really optimistic. I know this isn't that original of an opinion, but it all started with their orange-themed jerseys. I, in an NWSL preview podcast of this season, said that my favorite jersey was the orange Orlando jersey, and I'm kind of feeling now like that was a really good call. Roger, what do you think?
Can I just tell you, new listeners, this is the depth of tactical analysis that some US brings to football. What do I think? I think I adore what Michele Kang has built. I really do, and I hope she's still here to hear that. I adore Jonah Giráldez, and I'm blown away by him as a human being and a tactical mind. I want to be candid. Andy Sullivan is one of my favorite people in football, and her ACL injury is devastating. But I do also admire Orlando Pride, their journey from agony on repeat to rise up and soar. It's bloody inspirational. This is the Everton fan in me talking. So I'll say this. I think there's going to be one guaranteed winner from Saturday night. I'll tell you more. That was not me hedging. And I think it's the city of Kansas City. It really is. I do want to underline this so deeply and profoundly. Sam and I have both watched what you are building here. We did our live show here. Was it 2 weeks ago we were here on this stage celebrating with the incredible Lola Bonta? The current, the stadium, the fan culture, the teal-coloured wonder. And I just wish all of you, may you revel in the weekend spotlight. You deserve this. And I want to raise my glass to both teams, to this city, and to fans of NWSL across the world. And just ask me, we never take watching football together for granted. And let's make so many footballing memories in the years to come. Sam, I'm going to let you have the last word tonight. But to you, Sam Lewis, with huge love.
Thanks, Rog. Thank you, Rog. Thank you to the NWSL. Thank you to Ally. Thank you to everyone working at the Madrid Theater. Thank you to the Men and Blazers and the Women's Game teams. And most importantly, thank you to all of you, Kansas City, for welcoming us here tonight. I know we had some ups and downs, but I am looking forward to just loving you all again and being on the same page. This has been so much fun. We really, really appreciate your support. And this in my heart, is really one of the most welcoming cities. I loved living here, and I love getting to do this with all of you. So thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody.